Hello everyone. Today we are going to be talking about fractions. This is the day 3 of our class. So, what is a fraction? A fraction is a portion or part of a whole. Is a portion or part of a whole. Let's take a pizza as a case study. This pizza, as you can see it on the screen, is divided into 5 equal parts. So if I remove a part from that pizza, I will call it 1/5, which means one out of the 5 portions. One part out of the 5 portion it was divided into. So a fraction can be written as a ratio of two integers, as you can see in our example 1/5. It can be written as a ratio of two integers where the top, that one, is numerator and the number below is called denominator, which is 5. So the numerator tells us how many slices we have. Under our case study, you see I removed one part out of the pizza. That's why we have 1 as our numerator. And the denominator is 5 because the whole pizza was divided into 5 equal parts. That is why it is 1/5, 1/5. So we're talking about types of fraction, and the types of fractions are proper fraction, improper fraction, mixed fraction, and equivalent fraction. Proper fraction. Proper fraction, it is a fraction in which the numerator is smaller than the denominator. Examples: 2/5, 7/10, 3/7, so on and so forth. You can see that the numerator 2, 7, 3 respectively in the 3 examples given there are smaller than the denominator, which are 5, 10, and 7 respectively. So we move to improper fraction. Improper fraction, it is a fraction in which the numerator is larger than the denominator. Example: 12/5, 8/3, and 10/9, so on and so forth. So you can see 12, 8, and 10 respectively are large numbers, while the denominators 5, 3, and 9 respectively are smaller than the numbers they carry on top. So let's take this proper fraction and improper fraction as, let's say, if you have a bottle and the cover is put below the bottle, the cover of the bottle is put below, is that proper? It is improper. The proper way to put that cover is to put the cover above the bottle to seal the mouth of the bottle. That is what we call proper fraction. But the cover being below the bottle is an improper fraction. So we move to the next type of fraction, which is mixed fraction. A mixed fraction is a number made up of an integer and a proper fraction. We can see, we talked about integer in our previous class. We can see that 2 is a whole number, is an integer. 2 whole number, 2/3. 5 whole number, 3/8, I mean. So these are examples of mixed fraction. We move further. Equivalent fraction. Equivalent fractions are 2 or more fractions that have the same value. So in the next session, I'll be giving examples on equivalent fraction. So we move to the next section. Thank you very much. Welcome to the workspace. And I talked about equivalent fraction earlier. I explained what it is. So as I said earlier, equivalent fraction can be obtained by multiplying or dividing the numerator and denominator by same numbers. I think by now we should be familiar with what numerator and denominator mean. Numerator is the top number, denominator is the number below. So these are examples of equivalent fractions. This is equal to this and is also equal to this. This is equal to this and this is also equal to this. So 6/10 and 9/15 are equivalent to 3/5. How are they equivalent to themselves? If I multiply my numerator 3 by 2 and I also multiply my denominator by 2, 5 by 2. So 3 times 2 gives me 6, 5 times 2 gives me 10. Same here, it applies to this. If I multiply my numerator here by 3, I arrive at this answer. If I multiply it by 3, I arrive at this answer. So 3 times 3 gives me 9. 5 times 3 gives me 15. Same as this, these are equivalent to themselves. So this, I multiply the numerator and denominator, and it gave me this and this respectively. I multiply them with the same numbers. I multiply this with 2. 3 times 2, 6. 5 times 3, 10. I used 2. 3 times 2, 6. 5 times 2, 10. And also 3 times 3, 9. 5 times 3, 15. Also for this aspect, I am going to be dividing using division in this method. So if I divide 8 by 2, divided by 2, I get 4. If I divide 12 by 2, I get 6. If I divide that same 8 by 4, I get 2. 8 divided by 4 is 2. If I divide that same 12 by 4, I get 3. That is why these fractions are equivalent to themselves. So these are more examples. We are given this that we should find these missing numbers. These are fractions that are equivalent to themselves, and we are asked to find them. So looking at this, whatever we multiply up and down will give us what will be here, or whatever we divide up and down will give us what will be here. So since the smaller numbers, 2/7, are complete, while we are looking for the bigger numbers, we use multiplication. So 7 times what gives us 35. If you use your multiplication table, 7, 5 times 7 gives us 35. So that same 5, we use it to multiply 2, which gives us 10. That is how we get our box. So this is it. 2/7 is equal to 35. This is multiplied by 5 times 5. And this is also multiplied by 5, which gives us 10. Whatever you use to multiply the denominator, use it to multiply the numerator. So same here, solution. This is not complete. The smaller part is not complete, but the bigger part is complete. So what am I going to divide 24 to give me 3? What will divide 24? That will give me 3. 8 will divide 24. If you check your multiplication table, you can find how it is. So because 8 times 3 will give me 24. So 8 divided by 24 will give me 3. So 32 divided by 8 will also give me 4. This is how it goes. 3 over how I got my 4 equal to 24 over 32. So this is divided by 8. That is how I got 3. And this is also divided by 8. 32 is divided by 8. That is how I got 4. So this is basically what equivalent. In the earlier section, I talked about equivalent fraction. So this is dividing to its lowest term. As we work with fractions, there are some times when we come to an answer like this and there are still big numbers. We have to simplify it to its lowest term before we can call that an answer. But if it cannot be divided to its lowest term, we leave it like that. And right now, we're going to see how to divide a fraction to its lowest term. Fraction can be simplified by dividing the numerator and denominator by a common factor. In the previous video of day 2, I talked about common factor, or factor itself, factor itself. Common is an English word, something that is common. A factor that can be for this and this can divide both of them. Just like HCF, it's looking like HCF, where you have to divide all the numbers with a particular common factor. This also, it applies to this, using common factor. So we want to simplify this to its lowest term. What can it be divided by? Since the up is an even number and the number down is an even number, we use 2. 42 divided by 2, we get 21 over 60 divided by 2, we get 30. Then we divide further. It has not been simplified to its lowest term because there is something that can still divide. 3 can divide, yes. 3 in 21, we get 7. 3 in 30, 3 divided by 30, we get 10. So right now, nothing can divide. It has been divided to its lowest term. So if I work a maths problem and I reach this level, and my answer is a fraction, I will have to divide it to its lowest term before I can call it an answer. Or in any other case, they could ask you in an exam, divide something like this to its lowest term. So this is how to divide to its lowest term. Or you could also divide it like this. These numbers, 6 is a factor of both of them. So you simply divide. 6 divided by 42, we have 7 here. 6 divided by 60, we have 10 here. So I divide exactly here with 6. This I divided with 2 and with 3. And I got this. So you can use both method. Divide. So I want you to notice that once there is an even number or 0 is at the back of the number, 2 can divide it. So I will make another video on divisibility law soon. Expecting to see you there. So we move further to the next section of fraction. This is the next section of fraction, changing from improper fraction to mixed fraction, and also changing from mixed fraction to improper fraction. These questions are often asked. So when you are working, you find an improper fraction and you can't work with an improper fraction, you change it to mixed fraction, then you work with it. So this is how to do it. So number one, we are doing changing from improper to mixed fraction. As you can see these numbers here, you can see that the numerators are bigger than the denominators. So we are going to be changing them to improper fraction. Changing this to improper fraction, the denominator divides the numerator. So let's use this. 3 divided by 7, 7 divided by 3, we have 2. 7 divided by 3 is 2. Remainder 1. Remainder 1. So that one that we have will be our numerator. The one that is the remainder will be the numerator. While 3 still remains the denominator. So our answer is 2 number 1 over 3. I move to the second example if you don't get it. So this is 25 over 7. This is another improper fraction. So 25 divided by 7 is 3 because 3 times 7 gives us 21. So if we remove 21 from 25, we get 4. So 7 divided by 25, that is 3, Abby. 3. I've written my 3 down. So let me start again so that you will not be confused. 7 divided by 25, that is 3. I've written my 3 down. So 7 times 3 is what? 21. So if I subtract 21 from 25, if I remove 21 from 25, I get 4, remainder 4. So 4 is our remainder. That 4 that is our remainder will be our numerator. And our denominator, 7, still remains the denominator. So you can see how it is being turned to mixed fraction. When you divide, your answer, your full answer, becomes the whole number, while your remainder becomes the numerator, while the denominator remains the denominator. We move further. 38 divided by 9, that is 4. 4 times 9, 36. If we remove 36 from 38, we have 2 left. So 2 is the remainder. It becomes our numerator, while 9 still remains our denominator. So without wasting of time, we quickly move to changing from mixed fraction to improper fraction. If you want to change from mixed fraction to improper fraction, the whole number will multiply the denominator. Then your answer, you add it to the numerator. That's how it goes. So it's equal to 2 times 4 plus 3 over 4. Note, why are they not changing? The denominator still remains the denominator. Nothing affects the denominator, I mean. So we move further. 2 times 4. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 plus 3, 11. So we have 11 over 4 as our answer. If you don't get the first one, we have another example here. So the whole number, we multiply the denominator. After multiplying the denominator, you add it to this. Then that becomes your numerator. Why this 9 will still remain your denominator. So we go 2 times 9 plus 1. That's what our numerator will be. Why the denominator still remains 9. So it's equals to 2 times 9, 18 plus 1, 19 over 9. That's how we get it. For more understanding, we move further. 8 times 3 plus, 8 times 5 plus 3. 8 times 5 plus 3 over 5. Nothing affects the denominator in both sides. So 8 times 5 is 40. 40 plus 3 is 43. 43 over 5. That's it. You can see the answers. The numerators are bigger than the denominator. We have 11 over 4 for our first example. We have 19 over 9 for our second one. And we have 43 over 5. Same as here. This is turning from improper to mixed fraction. We have 2 whole number 1 over 3 as our first answer. 3 whole number 4 over 7. 4 whole number 2 over 9. So this is all about fraction. We'll be moving to basic operations with fraction, where we'll learn how to add fractions, multiply fractions, subtract fractions, and divide fractions. See you in the next session. Thank you.
I know you learned a lot from this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Waiting to see you in the next video to learn more. Bye.